The air inside the gym felt thick, almost electric. Sweat clung to the walls. In one corner, a tall man stood perfectly still. His eyes were locked onto a punching bag, but he wasn't moving. Everyone else had paused. No music, no chatter, just the quiet hum of the ceiling fan above. Then suddenly, bam, he struck the bag once, just once. It didn't swing. It flew across the room and crashed into the wall with a sound that echoed like thunder. People gasped. One guy dropped his water bottle. A trainer whispered, "How? How did he do that?" But the man didn't say a word. He picked up his hoodie from the bench and walked out like nothing had happened. Someone tried to follow him, but by the time they reached the exit, he was gone. No one knew his name, but a rumor started that day. He had found something no one else had. 3 days before that gym incident, no one noticed him. His name was Henry. He was just another guy in the background, headphones in, eyes down, doing everything right, but never getting any stronger. He came to the gym every day for 6 months straight. Same machines, same workouts, same tired results. While others laughed, gained muscle, and shared progress pics, Henry avoided mirrors. He felt smaller every week, not just in size, but in confidence too. The trainers hardly glanced at him. Once, someone asked if he was new. That stung. He tried to lift heavier, but his arms would shake. He tried protein shakes, YouTube tutorials, everything. Nothing worked. At night, he stared at his ceiling fan, thinking, maybe I'm just not built for this. Even at home, his younger cousin called him weak. He laughed it off, but deep down it burned. Henry didn't want fame. He just wanted to feel strong for once, not in others' eyes, in his own. And then, one night, something strange happened, something that would change everything. That night, as Henry lay staring at the ceiling, his phone buzzed. It was an old message from his father, sent months ago, short and simple. Be someone they can't ignore. He had forgotten about it. But tonight, it hit harder. Because deep down, Henry wasn't just tired of weak arms. He was tired of being invisible. In school, no one picked him for teams. At work, his ideas were skipped over. Even at home, his voice never felt loud enough. He didn't want to be loud. He just wanted to matter. When he walked into a room, he wanted people to notice, not because of his size, but because he carried something solid, unshakable. That night, he looked at himself in the mirror. No filter, no smile, just truth. And for the first time, he said it out loud. I want power, not to hurt anyone, not to show off, but so he'd never feel helpless again. He didn't know how, but he knew this. The old way wasn't working. And that's when he remembered something strange that an old man once told him almost a year ago. Something that didn't make sense back then, but now it might be the only way left. The old man's words echoed in Henry's mind. True strength isn't in your arms. It's in how still you can stand when the world shakes. He never understood what that meant. But tonight, something inside told him to try. Next morning, he walked into his office, head up, shoulders straight. He didn't talk too much. He just stayed calm, focused. When a meeting started, he raised his hand and shared an idea. Short, clear, and honest. Silence. Then his manager spoke over him, moved on like Henry wasn't even there. Again, someone else repeated the same idea 10 minutes later. This time, it was praised. Henry sat frozen. He smiled weakly, but inside he felt like a ghost. At lunch, he sat alone as always. People passed by laughing, talking, like he was part of the furniture. That invisible feeling wrapped around him tighter than ever. He had tried to stand still, to be calm, to show strength, but all it got him was more silence. On his way home, he passed by a street mirror. He didn't even look. What was the point? Maybe the old man was wrong. Maybe he was just weak. He reached home, dropped his bag, and didn't say a word to anyone. But something inside was shifting. Even in failure, a part of him didn't want to give up. He just needed something else, something real. That night, Henry sat in his room, lights off, phone face down. He wasn't crying. He wasn't angry. He just felt blank. Then, something buzzed in his pocket. A message. It was from the old man. Still waters run deep. You moved too soon. Henry stared at the message. Confused, he replied, I tried what you said. It didn't work. The reply came instantly, because you were chasing attention. Stillness is not silence. It's presence. Presence. He didn't fully understand. But something about that word made him curious. He searched it online, then deeper and deeper. He found videos, books, old speeches, all saying the same thing. Powerful people don't try to be seen. They control the room without speaking. Their body is calm, their eyes steady, their voice slow. He remembered the CEO who once visited their office. That man had barely spoken, but everyone listened. Why? Because he owned the space without needing to prove anything. Henry sat up, his heart beat a little faster, but not from fear, from clarity. It wasn't about being louder, or smarter, or stronger. It was about how you carry yourself when you say nothing. That was the secret, not acting confident, but becoming still enough to feel it. And that night, for the first time, Henry didn't feel small. He felt ready. The next morning, Henry stood before the mirror. He took a deep breath, but didn't try to smile or look strong. Instead, he focused on being calm, still. His heart raced. His hands trembled slightly. In the office, everything felt different. The usual noise, the quick chatter, the rushing footsteps, it all seemed louder. But Henry stayed quiet, watching. During a meeting, his boss asked a tough question. Before, Henry would panic, rushing to answer, stumbling over words. Today, he paused. He looked straight at his boss, holding his gaze steady. The room grew quiet. Even his heart slowed. His voice came out soft but clear. No, that won't work. But if we try this, it might. A small smile appeared on his boss's face. Henry felt a spark inside, something he hadn't felt before. Later, a colleague hesitated to interrupt him. For the first time, people waited. His quiet confidence was changing how they saw him. But inside, Henry knew it was just the beginning. The silence was not empty anymore, it was power, and with every calm breath, he felt himself growing stronger. One afternoon, Henry entered the room where everyone waited for him. Normally, he'd feel invisible, ignored, small. But today, something was different. As he walked in, the chatter slowed. Heads turned, eyes fixed on him, not with doubt but with interest. His steps were calm, steady, no rush, no awkwardness. Just quiet confidence. His boss nodded slightly, a rare sign of approval. Colleagues stopped their side talks and gave him space to speak. Henry took a deep breath. He didn't raise his voice or try to impress. Instead, he spoke slowly, clearly. Every word held weight. The room felt still, like everyone was holding their breath. When he finished, there was a pause. Then, a soft but genuine round of agreement. People looked at him differently now. No longer the quiet, unsure guy in the corner. For the first time, Henry felt respect. Not forced, but real. His heart beat strong, steady. Power wasn't about being loud or aggressive. It was about presence. And now everyone could see it. Henry smiled quietly inside. This moment was his, and it was just the start of something new. After the room emptied and the noise faded, Henry stayed a moment longer, alone with his thoughts. He realized something important. The power he felt wasn't about the looks or words of others. It was inside him all along. Not loud or flashy, but steady and quiet. His confidence didn't come from proving himself to anyone else. It came from how he carried himself. Calm, controlled, sure. He remembered the long hours practicing that small secret trick, the awkward moments trying it out, the fear of failing again. But now, those moments felt worth it. Henry smiled softly. This was more than respect from others. It was respect for himself. He had grown stronger, not by changing who he was, but by accepting himself fully. That silent confidence, the kind that doesn't shout but simply is, became his real power. No more doubts, no more hiding, just quiet strength, ready for whatever came next. Henry felt ready, because true power starts inside. Now, think about your own life for a moment. Maybe you felt overlooked or ignored, like your voice didn't matter or you just didn't belong. That hunger for respect and power, it's inside all of us. You don't need a special trick or magic to unlock it. It's there, waiting quietly beneath the surface. The same way Henry learned, you can find it too. It starts with small moments, standing a little taller, speaking a little clearer, owning your space without apology. You already have that silent strength inside you, even if it feels hidden sometimes. The key is choosing to see it, to believe that you deserve respect, not because of what others say, but because of who you are. When you carry yourself with quiet confidence, people notice, and more importantly, you feel it yourself. So, next time you feel small or ignored, remember this story. You are more powerful than you think. You just need to unlock that secret inside you, and once you do, nothing can stop you. Now that you know this secret, imagine what could happen if you try it just once. Feel the shift inside you, the instant change in how you carry yourself, the way others start to see you differently. It's not magic, but it feels like it. This power is waiting inside you, ready to be unlocked. Don't just watch this and forget. Try it. See the change for yourself. You won't be the same again. If this story touched you, or if you've ever felt invisible or powerless, drop a comment below and share your experience. And if you want more secrets like this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Remember, true power isn't about being loud. It's about being quietly unstoppable.